Hi there, welcome to your Crystal Oracle Tarot Fairy reading today. So we have 3 different piles. This is a pick a deck, pick a card reading. We have the fluorite, pile number 1, pyrite, pile number 2, malachite, pile number 3. Go ahead and decide which pile you would like, and the timestamps will be posted in the information below. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on pile number 1. So let's move pile number 2. Number 3. Okay, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on my new YouTube channel. I love giving these readings and extending it to people I don't know. So this is really fun and exciting, and I'm loving it, and look forward to any comments you have. And if you'd like a personal reading, my information is listed below as well. But regardless, I'm just happy to bring this reading to you today. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to put that down because it doesn't really stay straight on there. But don't you just love that fluorite? I mean, it's so beautiful. Isn't it amazing how that just naturally occurs with such beauty? So anyway, hope you're enjoying your day. Hope you're getting out in nature, hugging a tree or two. Let's see, we could probably keep that there. Or 3. You could hug 3 trees if you wanted to. Okay, so we have the owl. Follow your dreams. Be honest with yourself. Sugilite, and that is coming up a lot in the reading, so we might need to dig deeper into that because there might be a universal message there. Gold. Have fun. Herkimer diamond. 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Fun. Okay. Well, we have the owl, and you know that the owl has the ability to see at night. So the owl is kind of like the creature that doesn't need light to see things, is able to see things in the darkness, basically. And basically seeing things that a lot of people can't see. So it's a type of wisdom, which I believe Athena, she had an owl, and it was considered the owl of wisdom. And the owl could see, pretty sure this is the right story, and the owl could see like in her blind side, like she had a blind side, and so when they would go to war or whatever, the owl would be able to see parts that she wouldn't be able to, and was helpful in being successful. So this is kind of interesting that this is coming up with the wisdom and the insight. Some of this, sometimes an owl can, represent, magic and in that form, and just kind of on a magical level. So if that resonates with you, I also associate the owl with dream time and nighttime, and the fact that it's right next to follow your dreams and she's sleeping at night, it makes me feel that this is about some kind of darkness. You've kind of, not like darkness and dark energy, but darkness, you kind of are not seeing the full light on something, and you're kind of in the dark about something. So it looks like you might need to, maybe, because you can see how this card, she's looking at this like pillar of light up above with another flying creature, lots of flying creatures. And it's just, being told to be honest with yourself, and especially with like all the solar plexus energy and everything, it's just, It's all about the awareness and the self, and so, and the fact that it's follow your dreams, it might be that there's something on the horizon that you need to be looking more closely at, but right now you can't see it because you're kind of in the darkness about it. So maybe, you know, use a little more your time more wisely, and you know, just maybe a little schedule yourself something where you can see a little more of the light. I just find this, like, everything's flying in the night. These are all nighttime flying, so I don't know if that would really resonates or not. So, interesting. So let's look into the Sugilite. So the Sugilite says initiating, cleansing, spontaneous. The colors are purple. And this is like about bringing discernment and open-mindedness. I get the feeling that there's some kind of discernment energy here. Like you've been kind of in the dark about something, and even this is a dark crystal. And it's like you've been in the dark about something, and you need to just say, okay, here's the deal. This is what I'm looking at here. And just be honest with yourself about it, because the fact that you need the ability to see through the darkness, and that this owl is representing this energy, there's some kind of discernment needed. Like, you need to uncover something. So maybe you need to get a little more organized and declutter, you know, to allow for, maybe there's so much clutter and you need to like get a little more focused and honed in on it so you can see the bigger picture. Because gold is like purifying. It's like, gold is in this deck is called the solar angel. It's like all about masculine, the divine masculine. It's like it's like the male version of creation, basically, the divine male energy of creation. So it's like gold and sun is masculine energy, and silver and moon is feminine energy. And so you have this darkness here, and there's something that you're not able to see. And then you've got this cleansing and initiating energy. So somehow, once you're honest with yourself and on the true being, now you can have something that can really ignite or get a fresh, like that vitality. You know, the vitality and you now know your individual path. So you're kind of like that strong male dominant strong energy that's going to start it. It's the male version of creation. So you're going to like start something because you were able to do that. And then the Herkimer diamond to come right with it is really cool, because it's like all about oneness and clarity and beauty, and it's all about intuition and high vibration, and just like this full female energy that makes it all into one. It's like these kind of go together in a sense, you know. It's all about telepathy and discernment and being able to, like, okay, so the Herkimer diamond, if you don't know, comes from Herkimer, in New York. It comes from New York, and this diamond comes out of the ground already perfectly clear. So most diamonds have to be physically buffed out and to see their clarity, where this actually comes out of the ground with its clarity already. So it creates, in the fact that it's the oneness card, it's like this creates, you've created something because you were able to kind of get out of the dark on something, and now that you're out of the dark and you have this like total solar light, and then this clarity, it's like it kind of just moves into like a perfecting oneness, like a type of balance almost. It's like it's so your intuition's high, so you have the clarity and you can make the right decisions, and the discernment has been there. You've got that discernment, which is really interesting because the Nine of Pentacles is about discernment. So I get the feeling there's something can easily put you in the dark about something. There's a way that something can just kind of cloud over something that you need to see. With all this discernment here, I mean, these are strong discernment cards. It's saying that you need to look further, because even with all this clarity and this creation energy, it seems like with it being over on this side, you have a discernment card over here too. It's like you don't want to get back in that being clouded, and you want to keep seeing in the dark. You want to keep seeing the light. So don't allow everything to get back into being in the dark again. Make sure that you have that cleansing and that purity to keep the spontaneous initiation going, because this is about creativity, spontaneous, right in your middle here. So you were able to get through here. Now you've got something that you know that you want, and I mean, this is huge abundance card. This is all about finances, and you've got it together, and it was, but you still have to keep the discernment. So whatever you were able to create here and start something new, it is definitely full of abundance and financial abundance. Even financial independence, almost, just like a very independent type of feeling, like bearing your fruit. Like you can now, I think the Rider-Waite cards, there is fruit, and it's just time now that you can relax and enjoy what you created and what the spontaneous initiation was right here. And because it's like it instantly comes out perfect. It's like whatever you decide to do, it just instantly comes out perfect, because you don't even need to buff it. And then you immediately have the financial gain from that. So it's like your wine grapes turned into, $1 million bottles of wine or something. But then there's the Seven of Cups, which is also about discernment. This is about, my goodness. It's like you have so many opportunities, and you have to use your discernment to make your decision, because you've got abundance here. There's tons of abundance, but I get the feeling if you're not discerning and being careful about the choices, then the darkness and the illusion is going to come back, and it's going to prevent you from the abundance and the financial gain from it all, the success of it all, I should say. Just be careful on the ones that are the most beneficial to you. Just stay focused on, whatever was initiated and everything, that those decisions are the best decisions for you and just you. This is very, very cool. Very cool. It's like you've got the Queen of Pentacles for your final outcome card. I mean, this is it. What a beautiful card for the end. I mean, it's just all about abundance and nurturing and love, and it's like this little gold star here is like the golden angel here. This creation, this initiation here of this creation is just, look at how fondly she looks at it. It's just so, everything's in alignment. Everything is in perfect alignment, and everything, kind of like with this, the fruits of your labors are now easily paid off. And you can have all this prosperity while still loving people. And even after being in the dark about something, you can still have all of this love and all of this amazing alignment. And just make sure you stay out of the, the dream and dark state. Try to stay in the light. Like this, try to stay in the light, because the vibration is high. Like this Herkimer diamond is the highest vibration of all the crystals. So it's like you need to keep that vibration high, especially when you've got some kind of darker parts coming through here that need cleansing. So it's very, very financially abundant. I mean, there's a lot of abundance here. A lot of abundance. It's kind of like quiet, nice and quiet here, and real. It's not like a scary darkness. It's more of just quietness and a long periods of darkness, and then you need to come out of that light a little bit and see a little bit more of that light and cleanse it. And then this gold energy is just really, really, it's all about vitality and power and honoring that individual path. And it's just like how immediate, look how immediate it comes out. It's just like, okay, I've decided this is the path I'm going to take. I've figured all this darkness out, and this is the path I'm going to take. And bam, it immediately comes out of the ground in perfection, which is rare. I mean, almost everything needs time to grow, but instantly you're looking at the bearings of your fruit, which the other Rider-Waite tarot has. She's bearing her fruit, and she's relaxing, and she's like, wow, look at this, I just created this so quickly and everything. And it's almost like it's time to wake up now. You've been here for a long time, and now it's time to do this, because look how quickly this is all going to come about. And bam, there's the final right there. So wonderful, wonderful reading, group number 1, which had the fluorite. So I hope this resonated with you well. I didn't even feel the need for clarifying cards on that one. It's very, very clear what needs to be done and the path that it's going on. So, okay, group number 2. We have the pyrite. Yes. It's like strong, it's real heavy and strong, and I don't know, just find it like that kind of energy. All right, what do we got here? Wild boar. Well, that fits perfectly with that kind of energy. Oh my goodness. Have you guys ever seen a wild boar? Or basically, I'm from Arizona, or been in Arizona for a decade now, and so they're the same thing as javelinas. So the Maya called them javelinas, but others call them wild boar. Well, yeah, that totally correlates with that kind of energy right there. Let's see. This is interesting. Rise above problems. Awakening your true self. Jasper. Amber. Moldavite. 6 of Wands. 6 of Pentacles. And the Moon. Okay. All right. Well, We'll just start with good old wild boar javelina here. So this is all about confronting your fears, having courage, you know, your human strength, like changing that human weakness into strength. It's kind of like to me, this is just a little bit of a warning. And I'll just tell you just like my experience with javelinas and what I know about javelinas and wild boars. They're very, very aggressive. And, or how should I say it? Not aggressive, but fearless. That's a great way to put it. Because if you think about it, they're like a little pig. But yet they act like they are like the king of the jungle. So, and you have to be they're aggressive towards animals too. So, I feel that this really is about confronting something that with no fear. You need to be fearless at this point. There's something, and then yes, and with the rise above the problems, you have a situation. You have a situation here that you're not going to be able to control. You're not going to be able to necessarily even get over, but you need to go above it, and you need to be fearless about it, because as long as you're staying in fear, it's causing issues. So it's almost like you need to just, like she's doing, and just go way above it and just tackle it with confidence. And it is a confrontation, basically. That's what wild boar is all about, confrontation. So it's like you're gonna have to have a confrontation and rise above the problem, and there's no more ignoring it now. It's being fearless and overcoming it. So yeah, that's very clear, very clear. And then the awakening your true self is, to me, it's always this, because I've had this deck right here. I've had this deck over 20 years. In the first 10 years I had this deck, I gave myself a reading every single day. So I know this, and this card represents spiritual awakening, but it also represents your old self dissolving, and like your new essence coming about, which obviously happens when you can rise above a problem that you've had in the past and able to confront something with such fearlessness. You are a new person when you do that. Anytime you can get over a major issue and confrontation in your life, and you will definitely come out a more enlightened person, and be able to rise above it, you know, very easily. So I don't really, well, we might need to get some clarifying cards on that, and we'll find out here in a second. So let's see. So we've got the Jasper, which is all about unfolding, nurturing, manifest, and continuity. So it's almost like you rose above a big problem here, and when you rose above that, some of your old self dissolved, and now something is going to unfold for you, like you're going to unfold almost. Yes. Drawing this card indicates there is a need for quiet, clear determination and thought. You're looking for long-term solutions here. So it's all about, yes, quiet thoughts. And so you can kind of take that slow pace and maybe look at like the whole long-term part of it. Like you probably never thought about it before, because it looks like this was something that you really needed to take care. If wild boar came up, that means that it's reached its head, basically. So it's like you've had it for a while, and you've kind of, now it's time to confront it, and since you've confronted it, it's kind of like you have to like re-look at things now, because everything that you thought about for your future is now different. So, and parts of you are even different. Parts of you have been shed, you know. So, you know, the Jasper also, it like generates assertive behavior. So it's kind of like you needed to kind of be a little more on the aggressive side, it looks like, to be able to get to the point that you deep down knew what you needed to do. So, because this is assertive energy too. So, yeah, let's just keep going here. So we've got Amber, which is, this card says laughter. That color is just so perfect for amber. Oh, I have some amber right here. See that amber? I love amber. This weighs about the same as a paper clip. That's how little it weighs. It's kind of funny. It's right next to the pyrite there. But this is about laughter. But amber, to me, has always, and this is where, when you have your relationship with your crystals and you work with crystals a lot, you have your own interpretations, and those are always the ones that are the most effective. So the minute I see amber is the minute I think protection. So this is some kind of aggressiveness here in the first part of your reading. And so laughter, which obviously laughter is a type of protection in many ways, but you know, amber is the card which I think in this deck, which is the liquid crystal deck, it says rising above it all. And it talks about like how you have to laugh, whether it is a serious situation in your mind or not. It's about being above it all and laughing about it, and kind of having that empowerment of choice to be able to laugh or cry about it. It's regardless, you have the power, and that's probably where the protection power comes in from my end of it, because I always feel like I'm protected when I have amber on me. Amber is also used as a tool to connect animals and past loved ones, pets, and past pets and loved ones, and connect with now animals. So it's like a new type of path that can be generated through amber. So I'm gonna see if we can get some more clarity on what the problem is here. But regardless, we know that this light from the amber and the laughter and the protection is what is needed the most. In fact, it's the center card, so we know that it's the thing that is going to be the one thing needed the most in this layout. So, and with everything unfolding, like the jasper is the stone of unfolding and generating assertive behavior, I feel like this might even be a long-term solution for you to be able, maybe this is a recurring problem that's always happening, and this is your solution right here, is to be able to laugh about it and be able to move on. And you most certainly can move on when you've got the moldavite. So if any of you know, moldavite's one of my favorites. I absolutely love working with moldavite. It's very powerful. It's definitely able to help you stand tall and above any issues that you have. It's very charging, aggressive energy, very much like the wild boar, very much like the wild boar. It doesn't necessarily need to attack anything as much as it's fearless, and it'll just pierce through whatever it needs to pierce through. So I like moldavite because it didn't come from the earth, it came to the earth. And if you don't know anything about moldavite, just do a quick research, where did moldavite come from? And the story is just absolutely magical, and I just love it. I've heard a couple different versions, so I'm not going to really say what I think it is. I just keep it to myself and have it all. But I leave my moldavite on the windowsill, so it can always see the moonlight and the stars, because that's where it came from. This card right here talks about it being the star child. So, but this is, I very rarely keep my moldavite with me. I usually always keep it at home, and I keep it away from all the other crystals. It likes to be alone, but it also works well with Larimar. So if you have Larimar, they can be okay together. But moldavite is just an amazing tool for manifestation and fearlessness. And anytime I really need to go out into the world to conquer something and I'm really scared, not sure what to do, I always grab my moldavite and take it with me. So it's very helpful, and the fact that it comes up with all this assertive energy, it's there's a lot of you're really gonna have to be assertive about something. And I just know how I feel when the days I have to take this with me is I feel like I need an army behind me. So the fact that it's here with all of this protection, an army, aggressive behavior, rising above problems, I mean, chances are this is a person that is just really taken a major hold, and it's time to just stand up. But it could be a situation too, it could, because we've got Pentacles here too. So we have both Six of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Now both sixes represent accomplishment and reconciliation. So the Six of Wands, chances are you're enjoying that you've overcome a problem. So the fact that you have the Six of Wands way down here means that you're able to overcome this problem. And when you're able to overcome this and be assertive enough to overcome and rise above this problem and shed that old part of you that had to do with this problem, then the Jasper helps you with the unfolding of the new way, basically, the nurturing and the manifesting. And then you're protected here. And then you keep your assertiveness. And you've overcome that problem. Since you've kept that assertiveness, now you've overcome that problem. And because you've overcome that problem, now you're able to, someone's going to come in and help you on a financial level. Some kind of assistance is coming your way, either financially or something that will help with whatever new unfolding you have here, or what you're trying to manifest. The thing is, the moon typically in tarot represents like confusion and fear. Like a darkness, but it also, almost every deck and version that I've looked at, it also indicates intuition. So possibly, I mean, it doesn't have to be the dark, but there's obviously something that is kind of long. Like if you watch the group number 1, whatever they were doing happened very quickly, immediate and quick, and the resolution was there and everything. But this is very on a deep type level and a dark level. Like there's some kind of thing that is very hard to overcome and very hard to be assertive about. It's hard to stand up. Maybe it's because it is confusing. Maybe the situation isn't as clear as it may seem. Maybe there's so much confusion. And it's going to be, I mean, this is Jasper's an unfolding card, and the Moon is an unfolding card. So chances are this is like not, this reading is not very bam, 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 here's your ending. This is more like, this is going to take some time. This is going to take some time to keep rising above it and keep with it, because you see how you have protection here and you have assertiveness here, assertiveness here, assertiveness here. And then it's like, you have to rise above it here. You have to rise above it here. It's like, it's ongoing, and it's going to keep going in that direction. And so it's something that you really have to be like on, using your intuition for the guidance to keep it all together here, because otherwise you're going to get back to this position and you're going to have to start all over again. So this is definitely an ongoing type reading. Maybe connecting your fears with your problems, maybe taking both of these and wondering, why there's, because this is, confrontation. This is confrontation, fearlessness. You're fearless in your confrontation. So what is it that you need to connect there to overcome a continual problem? But it is a full moon today. It's a full moon in Pisces even. So if you're getting this, and hopefully I can get this loaded up today, but if you're getting this, it's a full moon in Pisces. So your last card is the moon, and you can see the water there. So it's definitely, maybe tonight is a perfect time to get rid of this problem and just be over and done with it, and not let it linger on anymore, and use that full moon energy to create your new path, or to get rid of the fear and the darkness. Maybe it's just to get rid of the fear and darkness. Maybe it's just a fear that you constantly have. But the fact that this is here on a full moon today in that position tells me that you need to utilize today's full moon. So I'm going to get going on this and get to pile number 3 so I can get this loaded up for you for the full moon. But regardless, this is a timeless tarot. So crystal oracle, timeless tarot. So you it's not in relation to the full moon. I will be doing a full moon reading, but it's going to be much shorter, and so you can stay tuned for that. But we're going to get going on number 3 now. So we're going to take number 2, and then we've got malachite here. Malachite, which if you've seen my pick a deck readings, I always have my malachite with me. I love my malachite. So, all right. Should have grabbed my water here. All right, so we've got our malachite. I'm just gonna bring this over a little bit. Let's get rid of the amber there. Oh, the amber. Oh, that wasn't, I thought that was part of, that was pyrite that we used. Okay, there we go. Pile number 3. Are you ready? We have the malachite. Thank you for joining. If you're just joining now, it's been a little bit of an intense reading here, so with the first 2 piles, and very different, so I'm kind of curious to see how this one is. So, all right, group number 3, malachite. The opossum, which I call it possum. Inner child. Honoring your true feelings. Malachite. Amethyst. Black coral. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Hello, King of Wands. Woo! Love it when that card comes up. And 6 of Cups in reverse. Black coral. Ooh. Light in the darkness. goodness. Okay. Okay. Well, the possum. Here's the possum. And every time I think of the possum, I always think of this funny story. When I lived up in Washington, I had a Newfoundland, black lab Newfoundland at the time. So he was like 150 pounds. But he was such a gentle creature. I mean, I've never saw him kill anything. And there was a possum in our yard, and he was just out there barking like crazy. And I had never really heard him bark like that. So I go running out there, and there's this possum, and I thought he had killed it, and he was barking at me to come get it, basically. And so I started walking towards him, and I knew it was a possum, and I had heard what they do, but I'm like, no, that he did hurt it. And you could just tell the look on his face, like he's like, something's wrong. And I knew something was wrong. And so I'm like, come on. It took quite a while to get him back in the house. And then almost as soon as that door shut, that possum got up and ran. I couldn't believe it. It was so funny. So anyway, they're very strategic creatures. They use a lot of mental alertness. They're intelligent. They are all about being very strategic in how they overcome. Like like we just saw the last reading, the wild boar is very assertive and fearless, and just goes, every animal has this certain type of mechanism about them that allows them to succeed. And so when we receive these animal spirit cards, they're telling us that that's the quality, either that we're in the present state that we're in, or that we need to get into. It's just, this is how we read these. And so this is saying you need to start with some strategy, and you may have already started with some very strategic, intelligent strategies. They can be a little bit on the dramatic side, obviously, how their defense mechanism of playing dead. And, you know, they can have a little bit of drama about them, but there's a lot of intelligence here. So the fact that it's with the inner child, and that the possum plays dead, makes me think that this is all about fun and games, and maybe you've either you need to start having fun and playing games, or you're tired and you need to stop the games. So it's one way or the other here, and we'll find out a little bit here when we can go a little bit further. But the inner child card with the fairy deck, and this is the fairy deck I've had over 20 years. And the first 10 years I gave myself a reading every day. So I know these cards, and this deck is wanting you to have fun, and it wants you to bring out the playfulness and letting go and the joy and everything. So it is kind of about, this is a little bit, I think, a little bit more of a lighter energy and a more fun type of energy, and honoring your true feelings. And maybe it's with a person, and there's some games going on, and some immaturity, maybe some games, and too much playtime, and maybe not enough seriousness, and you're wanting to evaluate if that's really the route you want to go. But let's look here first. Let's look a little further here, because we've got Malachite. Malachite's all about a new journey, change, healing, wisdom, you know, a new birth, celebrating a birth, a journey, celebrating journey, a maturing process, taking responsibility for the maturing process. So maybe there's been some immaturity in games, and not enough responsibleness, maybe. I hate to say it like that, but the malachite's telling you to get to the core issues here and not really grow up, but just get rid of the games and start with the change that is needed for a maturing process. Embracing the change, don't, which is honoring your true feelings. It's like, okay, kind of done with this immature type of games, and I'm wanting to start this change the journey, change the path a little bit, one that acquires a little more wisdom, intelligence, strategy, a little more, have a little bit more of a plan than all the fun games and what have you. And with the amethyst card, this says humility. So maybe there's some egos going on, and people got, have their egos, need to put your egos in check a little bit. I mean, the amethyst, it doesn't list this anywhere. This is like I told you in previous readings, I always have my own interpretation because I have my own relationship with my crystals. And the amethyst to me always represents assistance with addictions. So maybe this fun and games over here is needing some healing, and maybe there's been some humility with in the fact that maybe the addictions kind of got out of control, and now it's time to be humble about it all, because there's some kind of change is needed. And especially because we've got malachite here and we've got malachite here, so there's some kind of change. And if we are looking in this position, this is all about immaturity, childlike behavior, playing games. Possum plays dead, plays games, but it's a defense mechanism. Maybe it's the defense mechanism in order to have that rebirth, have the new journey. Drawing this card indicates a need to break with old patterns and embrace change. It particularly asks us to take responsibility for transforming our lives. So, yes, that's what's going on here, especially with this. Maybe the immature habits have gotten a little out of control, and it's time to take charge and make those mature changes. And the amethyst is definitely going to assist you with that, with your humbleness, with your humility, with overcoming any type of addictions that you might have. So, and then we've got the black coral, and it says light in the darkness. That's what this card represents. Now, if you've ever, and this is root chakra energy too. So if you think about it, the black coral it's almost completely black, right? And when you put it up to the light, the very, very tip of it has a little bit of a red, it's like a bright red flare, like as red as what's on this card right now. So you have like a big, huge darkness with this beautiful bright light, and it's red. So it's all about the chakra. It's all about, this is needing to start taking things on a more intellectual level, and using your mind. Yes, using your mind. Black coral. Malachite. None of these are very helpful crystals for a new path. All three of these are just like major components for a new journey. which is interesting because the Three of Pentacles is, and this is in reverse, is all about being bored at work and kind of mediocre, like a disharmony at work, you know, some kind of, I don't know, almost like you are so bored, it's time to, you want to get more strategic about your career. Maybe you want to make a career move. Maybe this is about changing the career move and the immaturity and going from all this game playing to stepping it up a little bit. Almost looks like somebody, I'm getting the feeling like somebody, male type, has been told that they need to step it up in order to continue with the relationship or something. Like the other twin flame is, you know, your soul partner is saying, I don't want to do this anymore. We need more, a new change on our journey and a more structured intellectual strategy for how we're going to live our life. So, and this might be, I mean, this is also about working solo. So the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So it might even be that you've decided to go solo in this, and maybe you have a partner and you're like, I'm done with these games. I'm going on a new journey. I'm going to overcome issues that I had that were related to this immaturity. I see the light in the darkness, and I see that fire red at the end, basically light at the end of the tunnel. Light in the darkness is what the card says. And now I'm going it alone. I can do it alone. I can work solo. A lot of it's related to work, but it could be on a personal level. But the fact that you have the King of Wands right next to the Three of Pentacles in reverse, I mean, that's just like, King of Wands, he sets up the systems. He's like the creator of the systems. He's the total strategic. I mean, here he is. This basically is the King of Wands. You know, I mean, he's all about, you know, getting the creativity and the system and having a direct course of action and basically, like, every time a dog comes to me, if I'm a possum, I play dead. That's a strategy. King of Wands is the one that creates those strategy and keeps those strategies. And because he keeps those strategies, he, you know, has that creative part of him, and he's passionate and kind, and it's got entrepreneur spirit here with it as well. So you've got bored at work, mediocre work, wanting to work solo, and then you've got an entrepreneur energy. So it's all about, this is fire energy. So especially if you're an Aries, this is like bam. You know, you've got all this fire energy at the end here. So, you know, you Aries, you need to keep your ego in check a little bit, you know. Remember, this is humility. This is the humility card. So especially if you're a fire sign, keep that humility, keep your ego in check while you're getting all this strategy taken care of, and have your direct course of action in line. Because it's a leader. You're a leader. So kind of think that let's go with this. So this is the Six of Cups in reverse. Let's just look at it upright, right? So they're in a garden. It's kind of like all about the inner child, balance, right? Okay, so in reverse, This is saying you need to work on your inner child, which is very funny because here's the inner child card right here. But if I'm not mistaken, this actually says this in the Rider-Waite. Getting in touch with your inner child, or that you, if it's in reverse, you lost touch with your inner child. So here it's get in touch with your inner child, honor those feelings, and over here it's, hey, you've lost touch with your inner child. So that is something to really watch out for, because you could be back in the same pattern. If you've got it up here and down here, it means it's a recurring pattern. So just be careful of that. I mean, this is like lacking playfulness. So we have very opposite extremes here. It's like just really, looking to the future, and there's no play, and it's all just like, it's like the opposite of the beginning. So this is very, very interesting. It looks like a recurring cycle. It really does. It looks like a recurring cycle, but somehow right in here, when you can acknowledge the new journey with the malachite right here, with this new journey, which obviously you're going to need some assistance, some amethyst assistance. So it makes me think that there's been some kind of addiction here or something. But once this is dealt with, even though it seems so dark, like the black coral, it seems so dark, but it's got that one little piece on the end that is fiery red, that is light. It's light in the darkness. So it looks like it might be kind of heavy, and that you might want to retreat back to it. Like, it's gonna get to the change of the journey is so different. Like, this side of this journey is completely different than this journey. This is all about games and fun and playfulness, and this is about being solo and working and lacking playfulness. So I think that the King of Wands is the savior here. King of Wands is the one that's going to be like, okay, I'm going to keep the humility, which is the amethyst card. I'm going to keep some of the fun, because I'm creative and I'm passionate. So I'm going to keep that fun. But I know systems. I know systems like the possum. I'm strategic. And I know systems with the Three of Pentacles. So this is just definitely a card to just keep an eye out for, and just, it's looking to the future, basically. This isn't a warning, because this is in your future. This is in your final outcome position. And when it is reversed like this, it means that you're looking to your future. Because when it's like this means you're looking to your past. The 6 in the upright means you need to look to your past and your memories and of your childhood, basically the inner child. But when it's in reverse, it's saying look to your future. Get in touch with your inner child. Get in touch with your inner child right here. And then look to your future. So there's no more repeating. There's no more repeating this. We're stopping the cycle right here, because now you're looking to the future. And the King of Wands is going to have he's got it all right here. The leadership, the entrepreneurship, you have it all. And this is, well, all three of these basically are, getting, you're bored, so something new's going to come in, and look to the future. Three of Pentacles in reverse is bored. King of Wands, entrepreneurship. Six of Cups in reverse is future. See how that, it just plays out just like that. And in order not to repeat this cycle, you have to look to the future. If you're going to start looking to your past, then because see, you had to honor your true feelings when you look to your inner child here. So don't go back to the games. Don't go back to all the play in the games. You just have to have some balance here. This card is about balance. The 6. It's about balance, okay? Okay, well, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope it resonated. And if you've got some malachite, obviously malachite was your stone today, so I encourage you to, especially if you're in the southwest area of the United States, it's pretty easy to find. But otherwise, it's also in Brazil, so I know it comes easily from Brazil. That's all I really know about where to get it, but I'm pretty sure most of all of your crystal stores will have it, even the ones online. So thank you so much for joining me today with your crystal fairy medicine card oracle reading. And I hope that it resonated with you. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all my subscribers. And I look forward to giving you another reading tomorrow. So peace out.